Hi, I'm Glenn Doreen,
And I'm Rachel Arndt.
and this is Popular Mechanics coverage of the 2013 Consumer Electronics Show. And the first couple of days have just wrapped up. All of the important products have been announced, and we just wrapped up our own Editor's Choice Award, wherein we celebrated the best of the best of the show. But first, I figured we'd talk through a couple of the major trends that we've seen coming out of the show. So, what are some of the things that you've seen, Rachel?
Well, gesture control is really big. With whether it's TVs, you wave your hands and they change the channels. Samsung's television does that. You sit on your couch, wave your hands, knows what you're doing.
Yeah, and in fact, smart TVs themselves have started to get into the almost sort of invasive space in your living room. They not only are watching for your gestures with the camera on them at all times, but they can actually do facial recognition and identify people as they walk in the room and customize the layout of the TV right then and there. Samsung has a TV that was one of our award winners, and Panasonic does this as well, and even lets you, they have an agreement with the Home Shopping Network that lets you actually buy products directly through your TV. We're almost in brave new world space here. One of the other trends that we saw a lot is the open sourcing of a lot of the technology that we've come to know and love. Car manufacturers, who are usually highly protective of data that comes from their automobiles, are now actually really opening up a window inside the car's computers to see some of the basic. It's not going to let you control the operations of the car and push down into it, but it will let you analyze the data and allow app developers to really build software that you can run in the car that takes advantage of that. And it's really sort of an interesting development that sort of shows a loosening of the of sort of the typeface script that the automakers have had until now.
Yeah, and speaking of open source, Ubuntu, the open source Linux platform, is going to come out for smartphones. So that's really big. It's a completely new way of interacting with the phone, completely gesture based. No buttons there, and the phone is it's for entry level phones, but it's also for phones that when you attach a keyboard and a mouse, they become full blown computers.
Yeah, that's actually interesting because it's really a computer OS ported to the phone, and Ubuntu being what it is, I think you're going to see a lot of developers just sort of tinkering with it, and really hacking it in a way that some of the other. I mean, obviously there are some jailbroken phones, and there's some. And people are allowed to noodle with Android, but not to the extent that you really can dig deep into the OS the way that Ubuntu has.
And the whole form factor, the fact that it's a phone, but it's also could actually be a full blown computer, kind of points to all these tablets that are computers, tablets that fold over and have keyboards. I mean, we've seen that with Windows 8, but it's been huge here.
Yeah, so there's also a real push now that Windows 8 is here for really playing what the form of a PC is. In fact, one of our award winners this year is a Lenovo table that it's not even really, it's like a screen that you can put on a table and treat it like a gaming table. We played air hockey on it. You can play it. They had some, it's fitting for Las Vegas, they had some roulette that you could play. But at the same time, you can then tilt it back up and treat it like a normal monitor and do word processing, email, and web surfing on it. We asked some of the people some of the award winners to bring their gadgets with them. We always like to do that, and we hope that they'll leave them here, which they rarely do. But we did get to try out that cool new 3D camera and the smartwatch, and of course the robot. So thanks to all of our award winners for bringing that. Any final thoughts, Rachel?
One other thing that has been really big that we didn't mention is 4K TVs. So
yes.
TVs are super high res. There's not quite the content there yet, but they look beautiful from what we've seen. They're pricey, but they're about to come down.
It is like HD TV was at the beginning. Insanely expensive, really, for only a select few. But we hope that it has the same trajectory that did, where one day we'll all have 4K TVs in our house and be squinting at the screens trying to see the pixels. So, signing off for Popular Mechanics, this is Glenn Doreen.
Rachel Arndt.
And we'll see you next year at CES 2014.